Welcome back, folks, to Ground Zero Reptiles. My name is Lee, and today I'll be discussing why ball pythons make the excellent first snake.
Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon too. Welcome to Ground Zero Reptiles.
This video is for the parents that have children that want to get a ball python. And this is so you can educate yourself and understand a little bit about ball pythons that maybe your child did tell you or hasn't told you, so you can hear it from my mouth as well. The first thing we're going to discuss is they grow really fast. Not just ball pythons, but reptiles in general. And no, not one day you're going to have a little itty bitty guy or gal and the next day is going to be just bam, full grown adult size. But they do grow pretty fast. And that's what will captivate your kids. The kids will be captivated by that and see the growth and progression of the reptile, which is absolutely fascinating. Now, the second thing we're going to discuss is that ball pythons can get big, but not too big. The ball python average length they can reach up to is 5 feet long, but not all of them will. Generally, males will be much smaller, females much larger. So if you don't want a large snake that's an adult, I suggest a male. If that doesn't really bother you, you can get a female. Now, ball pythons tend to be a lot heavier than snakes of their length because they're much girthier. They have a thicker body. If you take a look at a king snake or a corn snake, they're much more slender. Some can get as long as a ball python, but they're much slender. And that's what actually makes ball pythons great pets. It gives everyone, a child or an adult, much more to grab onto. They're thicker, you can wrap your hands around a little bit better, and they're overall a safer size for everyone generally. Next thing we're going to discuss is the fact that ball pythons live a long time. They can live up to 20 years plus. So if you're planning on getting one, you have to commit at least 20 years plus to them. So if your kid or you get tired after 2 years or a couple years, the one good thing is you can rehome them. I don't like it. I don't like seeing people rehome them, but as long as they go to a good home that can take care of them, that's at least a plus. But the fact that you can rehome them, it's because they don't have quite the same connections as if a dog would have with their owner. So if you rehome them, you give them to someone else, they will also equally thrive there and also love their owners the same way. The biggest subject we're actually going to be talking about is morphs. Morphs is the change in the pattern and the color of the snake. Now, there are over 1,200 morphs out there, and it seems like they're coming out with new morph every couple weeks. They're absolutely beautiful. There's morphs that have bright colors. There's morphs that have dark colors. There's morphs that are all black. There's morphs that are all white. There's so many out there that, and I'm gonna give you a warning here, that once you buy one, you're gonna see another one and go, oh, I like that one. That one's beautiful. Yeah, I want that one. Then you buy it. Oh, I like that one. I wanna buy that one. And you buy it again. Sooner or later, you're gonna go from one ball python to 3 to 5 to 6. There's people that aren't even breeding and they have 10 ball pythons just because they love them so much and they love the characteristics of them and overall color of them. Now, there can also be morphs that have tons of different patterns or just completely plain. It's just gonna blow your mind. Also, ball pythons have a great temperament. When they're a little bit younger, they may be a little bit more defensive. And that's just because they're a small little snake with a little head in the great big world. So of course things are big and frightening, especially when you're reaching into their tub and they're seeing this huge hand coming in. And yeah, they're a little scared. But once they get a little bit older and they get used to it, they're much more open to us humans picking them up. Now, also, greatest thing is when you pick them up, they don't move fast. they're more inquisitive. They just kind of search slowly and then sniff things and keep going and keep searching. So if you have a child that's holding them, it's not going to just slither right out of their hands and take off. They're a more slower, gentler snake. Now, the reason why they have the name ball python is because when they're defending themselves, they generally curl up into this little ball. And give it a little while and you hold them there and just they realize that nothing's happening to them. They will kind of come out of that little ball and start checking things out. Another thing that's very important for a lot of pet owners is the fact that ball pythons don't make any noises. You don't get the occasional neighbor or your own dog yapping and barking. You don't get the late night playful cat running all over the house and knocking something over. Or you don't get the late night hamster or rat on the wheel spinning it over and over and over and over and over again, and then gets thirsty and then kind of nibbles on the end of the metal drinking bottle. Generally, ball pythons are very quiet. You may occasionally hear your ball python fart, but other than that, you don't hear them at all. If you listen very closely, you may hear them breathe. That's it. And another good reason why a ball python makes an excellent first-time snake is the fact that they don't smell. Now, just like any cat or dog, if you leave pee or poop there, it does have an odor. That goes same with ball pythons, so you can easily just do a quick little pick it up, throw it away. Now, overall, other than their pee and poop smell, they don't have a smell. Now, you can get certain substrates that may emit a certain kind of odor, like a cypress mulch has a certain odor to it, or aspen shavings have a certain odor to it. So other than that, you don't get the smell of the snakes that much. Now, if you put them on like a paper substrate, you won't have any odors either from the substrate itself, but you will still have the odor from the snake and their pee or poop. But once you pick it up and clean it up, it's gone. And the last subject is cool points. You're gonna have cool points if you get a snake. Now, the snake, you'll probably be the only one in your school that has a snake, let alone a reptile. They might have reptiles, some might have a lizard or a frog, but you'll probably be one of the few that actually has a snake in your school. And that just gets you cool points all around. Yeah, you might get some teachers and some other students in your class that may be afraid of them, but once they actually experience your snake or a snake, they break down that wall, and they will absolutely love the snakes as well. Alrighty folks, that wraps up this video. And parents, if you think your child is responsible enough to take care of this pet, and you think they will be responsible enough not just to take care of it for a few years, but take care of it for his duration of his lifetime, I say go ahead and do it. Now, if you have a fear of snakes, I don't recommend you pushing that fear onto your children. Now, I'm lucky enough that I grew up around reptiles. I've had all sorts of reptiles in my life, and that's because I never had a fear pushed on. My mom doesn't like reptiles, my dad did, and it was able to open me up to a whole new world, and I'm so grateful that my mom didn't push her fears onto me and force my dad to not get any reptiles. So, that being said, please take care of your reptiles. If you get one or you have one, take care of your reptiles, take care of yourself, and take care of your family.